Welcome to Kids Recall. In today's video, we'll be going through the 2016 superhero movie, Deadpool. It's time to recall. Let's get started. Turn on the subtitles and spoilers ahead. Wade Wilson is a mercenary living in New York City and spends his time defending adolescent females from men who may or may not have stalking intentions. At a nearby pub, he starts a conversation with his escort, Vanessa Carlisle, and the two develop a love relationship that lasts almost an entire year. One evening, he makes his proposal to her, but later that night he passes out unexpectedly and is informed that he has terminal cancer. Even though she's still at his side, he's terrified of losing her. The first scene starts with Wade Wilson, the superhero Deadpool, bored in the back seat of a taxi. He peers through the little window between the rear and front seat to speak with the cabbie, Dopender. Deadpool inquires about a woman's photo in the vehicle, and Dopender replies that she's the love of his life and he wants to marry that girl, but he loses her to his cousin. Deadpool advises Dopender to cling to his feelings for the lady in the image. Dopender then drives Deadpool to the center of a bridge, where Deadpool stiffs the taxi driver for cab money since he's on duty and doesn't carry a wallet. Deadpool waits for his targets on top of the bridge, but first addresses the crowd and quips about fondling Wolverine's testicles to obtain his movie. When he notices a convoy of vans approaching, he gets inside one of them before beating up all the goons in the truck, triggering an accident that kills additional criminals. Ajax is who Deadpool is after. He's the guy who tortured Wade and turned him into the ugly monster to see if their experiments would work or not. The vehicles collide near the bridge's end, where one thug's head is hacked off with a motorbike chain and another is splattered against a highway sign. On the other hand, at Xavier's school for gifted youngsters, Colossus sees the chaos unfolding on the news and calls Negasonic Teenage Warhead to join him in getting Deadpool. When confronted with the villains after the highway accident, Deadpool is irritated since he forgot his weapons bag and only has 12 bullets in his revolver. He counts how many bullets he fires at each thug he murders, mistakenly missing a few shots, but he does manage to kill 2 guys with 1 bullet, with a third suffering a non-lethal shot in the forehead. His last thug attacks Deadpool with 2 knives, but Deadpool skewers him immediately. Deadpool then points out that this is a different sort of superhero film and that we must travel back in time for him to tell the narrative properly. The scene then goes into a flashback that shows what life was like for Wade the previous year. Wade Wilson worked as a mercenary for hire in New York City. He's also hired as a guard or shooter to scare off people. This time, he's given a job to intimidate a pizza delivery guy to get him to quit following a female. When this duty is over, the girl praises him and proclaims him her hero, to which Wade promptly responds that he is not. Wade visits his pal Weasel, who works at the pub. The insulting drink causes a brawl between the two. Wade has a hidden agenda. Weasel's tavern includes a death pool, where people gamble on others dying. Wade's wager on his death is still alive, and Wade encounters Vanessa, a prostitute, after the commotion has subsided. They connect through their strange, messed-up lives before beginning a physical relationship that gradually becomes romantic. Wade proposes to her a year later, and she agrees, but he collapses. Wade's truly happy until he's diagnosed with terminal liver, lung, prostate, and brain cancer. He's more concerned about how it will affect Vanessa than about himself. Wade has terminal cancer, and although Vanessa stays at his side, he does not want her to see him die. Weasel informs him at the bar that a guy sitting in the corner is searching for him. He tells Wade that he works for a clinic that would heal his disease and provides him with tremendous abilities. Wade's reluctant, but he accepts the card from the recruiter. Back in the present, Deadpool notices Ajax approaching him on a motorbike. Deadpool strikes the bike with his katana, tipping it over and sending Ajax flying. Deadpool impales Ajax with his second katana, but the blade doesn't kill him since Ajax is a mutant. Deadpool removes his mask to reveal his damaged face, proving who he is. Ajax recognizes him right away. Colossus and Negasonic make their appearance. Colossus is upset with Deadpool's antics and attempts to persuade him to join the X-Men, an offer that Deadpool again declines. Ajax flees while Deadpool's back is turned. Enraged, he attempts to strike Colossus, but he breaks both wrists and an ankle. Colossus shackles Deadpool around the wrist, but Deadpool decides to chop his hand off and jump into a trash truck. leaving his hand behind and giving Colossus the finger. Wade chooses to be healed for Vanessa in another flashback, leaving her alone in the middle of the night and never returning. He visits the institution, where he first encounters Ajax and his companion Angel Dust. After tying Wade to a gurney, Ajax explains that for Wade's cell to recover, great stress must be applied to the mutant cells to activate. Wade is wheeled inside a filthy workshop on a stretcher which houses the Weapon X project. Ajax is in command and says that he will stress Wade until he dies or triggers his latent mutant DNA, which will bring whatever special skills Wade may have to the surface and heal his cancer. As Ajax tortures Wade, it becomes evident that Ajax is a sadist for dubious reasons. Wade's mutant DNA gets activated after many days of torture and heals his disease, and gives him mutant skills. However, he's scarred as a result. Ajax chooses to abuse Wade even more just because he can. After Ajax's departure, Wade sets fire to the building to escape and follows Ajax. Ajax manages to keep Wade at bay by promising to mend his face. Then he impales Wade on a flaming building post and abandons him to die. Regeneration is one of his mutant powers. It's practically impossible for him to die now. And he has one mission: find Ajax. Wade creates a costume, including a complete mask, to conceal his hideous look and reinvents himself as Deadpool. He settles into a flat with Blind Al, an old lady, and starts working his way through Ajax's network, attempting to locate Ajax. Wade doesn't tell Vanessa he's alive because he's afraid of her response when she sees his new appearance. Wade pays a visit to Weasel, who is likewise disturbed by his look and makes a few jokes about it. Weasel pushes Wade to construct a costume and mask to conceal himself as he returns to find Ajax and mend his face. Wade calls himself Captain Deadpool, which is then reduced to just Deadpool, and embarks on his campaign to locate Ajax by plowing through his minions until he finds him. First donning rudimentary uniform, progressively modifying it, he tracks down the recruiter, who tells him that he knows about Ajax's location before Deadpool murders him. In the present, Deadpool rides the trash truck back to his and Al's house, and his hand gradually regrows. Meanwhile, Wade has decided to remain with Al, a blind lady who cares for him and provides caustic counsel from time to time. Wilson consults with his buddy Weasel and resolves to track down Ajax for a cure. He discovers, interrogates, and murders Ajax's goons until the recruiter finally gives his whereabouts. Deadpool sees Ajax and a gang of his armed men on a motorway. Except for Ajax, he murders everyone. Then he demands the cure from him, but the conflict is interrupted by the X-Men Colossus and his sidekick, Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Deadpool is invited to join the X-Men by Colossus. Ajax and Angel visit Weasel's pub in search of Deadpool. Angel snatches Weasel by the neck, while the other bar guests open fire on her and Ajax. Before departing, they uncover a photograph of Wade and Vanessa together. At that moment, Weasel knows something is wrong and calls Wade, but Wade doesn't answer his phone, so he runs to his house and tells him that the mad scientist has come looking for him, but got information about Vanessa. Wade gets angry and starts to break things. Meanwhile, he asks Weasel if he needs all the guns, but before that, he decides to confront Vanessa and tell her that he's been watching her all along. Wade goes to the strip club where Vanessa is working, after being informed that he must finally confront Vanessa. Vanessa's co-workers tell her that an ex-boyfriend is searching for her. She walks outside thinking it's Wade, but it's Ajax. Angel and Ajax kidnap her. Wade walks back to hunt for her, but only discovers her purse, indicating that she's been abducted. Enraged, Wade gathers all his weapons, including Al's small Saturday night special, and heads to the X-Mansion to recruit Colossus and Negasonic to assist him in recapturing Vanessa and stopping Ajax. He then remarks that the home is enormous, but it seems that the studio couldn't afford more than 2 X-Men. Dopender drives the mutants to Ajax's location in a taxi, and after a bump, Deadpool hears a cry from the trunk. Dopender confesses to kidnapping his cousin, the one who abducted the lady he's in love with, and Deadpool seems shocked but softly congratulates Dopender. The three then follow Ajax to a scrapyard, where he has taken refuge aboard a retired Avengers helicarrier. While Colossus and Negasonic combat Angel, Deadpool advances towards his attackers. She smashes Colossus away while Negasonic rushes at Angel with incredible force. To mock Ajax, Deadpool tears through the thugs and uses their bodies to spell his name. He dashes up to the helicarrier where Ajax is incarcerated with Vanessa. He suffocates her in the same barometric chamber as he suffocated Wade. Deadpool and Ajax spar with their swords, finally hurling one through the chamber's wall, allowing Vanessa to escape. Meanwhile, Angel almost strangles Colossus with a bar, but Negasonic fires a tremendous blast, knocking Angel off balance and weakening one of the carrier's support columns. It begins to collapse, throwing a slew of freight containers off the deck. Colossus transports Negasonic and Angel to safety, while Deadpool ensures Vanessa's safe landing by encasing her in the barometric chamber. The carrier then fully collapses. Ajax strikes Deadpool once again until the latter pins him down. Deadpool points his pistol at Ajax's head and demands that he repair his disfigured face, but Ajax laughs and claims that he lied about a treatment for the affliction. Deadpool's about to murder Ajax when Colossus jumps in and begins to make a big speech about how he made the hero's choice to save his enemy's life. When Deadpool becomes bored with the lecture, he shoots Ajax in the head, causing Colossus to vomit. Deadpool meets Vanessa and apologizes for leaving her after revealing that he still dreads talking to her. Finally, Deadpool must deal with Vanessa. She's irritated that her fiancé has been alive without informing her. She takes off his mask to view his face, but it's a cutout of Hugh Jackman's face. She gently peels that off, revealing his true face, and she says she'll grow accustomed to it. They kiss, and Deadpool signs off as the film closes. Following the film credits, Deadpool emerges in his bathrobe, ordering the audience to go since the film is ended. However, he returns and explains that the studio attempted to persuade Cable to appear in a sequel. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and click the bell icon to get new movie recaps.